2012 was the year where I got into heavier music. I'd love to tell you guys that hitting the big 2 was what helped me mature a bit more in terms of music that I listened to, but it could have just been the fact that I needed to listen to stuff that I otherwise wasn't used to, as you are going to see very soon in just a moment. Honourable mentions for 2012 though go to I Call 5 self-titled debut, Burundanga by Fact, Bones by Young Guns, Periphery 2, this time is Personal by Periphery, mostly for the title alone, although the album itself is also really good, and Vulnerable by The Used. Now, let's do this. Number 10, With the Punches, Seams and Stitches. Bizarrely, this album came out on the same day as the I Call Fives album, and like that other band, it saddens me that this could be With the Punches' only full album, which I'm honestly fine with. It's quite a fun take on pop punk during the era of pop punk that it came out in. It took a lot to stand out to me. Slick production, smart lyrics, and tight pacing are present here, and there's a sense of honesty that I always quite like in bands like this, and I wish it were, well, it is still around these days, but, I mean, it's been 7 years, we need a bit more of it. Number 9, Anti-Flag, The General Strike. From a band who may or may not be around anymore to one of America's premier punk rock acts. I knew about Anti-Flag's reputation long before this album, so this being my first one by them did mean quite a lot. Since this is the band's shortest album as well it was at the time, you'd think it's just over in a flash, but there's a lot to digest. I mean, it's Anti-Flag, what more do you want? Politically charged lyrics, really fast pacing, it just sounds really good from a sonic standpoint too. Yeah, this is really good, so, yeah. Number 8, Project 86, Wave of the Siren. Oh, would you look at that? Project 86, definitely not a band who would be on any future list after this one. I really hated their next 2 albums. Joking aside, as proper starting points go for me getting into bands, this is a damn good one. It's got all of Project 86's usual balance of style, substance, and storytelling, with a really cool concept used throughout it. God, I wish I got into those guys a little bit sooner, but if you want to start with any band, at any album, you could do a lot worse than Wave for the Siren, believe me. Number 7, All Time Low, Don't Panic. I don't usually do worst albums of the year, but All Time Low's previous album in 2011, Dirty Work, was pretty fucking garish. All that album did was prove to the point of most of the detractors of All Time Low, so it's almost baffling to think that their next album, Don't Panic, would actually be pretty damn good, surprisingly so. And it would come out only about a year after Dirty Work. The sound is still as catchy as you like from All Time Low, but it's the lyrical maturity and top-notch production and guest writing, which does help a little bit, to sell the album. Why didn't they do this sort of thing sooner? I mean, it baffles my brain. So, yeah, but good. This is good. Number 6, While She Sleeps with This Is the Six. Oh, would you look at that? While She Sleeps. Definitely not a band who would release more great music after this, with the following 2 albums being my favourites of 2015, 2017 respectively, and could possibly pull hat-trick for this year. No, I wouldn't dream of it. Just because this album is at 6, and I swear that part was not planned, that doesn't make it an any less impacting debut. Heavy, melodic, great lyrics, it really ticks all me boxes and tickles all me bones. Then again, I just naturally love these guys, so yeah, I mean, it's While She Sleeps. You know they're good. And even if you don't know they're good, listen to this album, and then you'll know that they're good, and you'll be proven wrong, so heh. Number 5, Write This Down with Lost Weekend. One thing that haters of the Christian subgenres of rock music often complain about is, well, a lot of things usually, and I can see those complaints, and while I enjoyed Write This Down self-titled first effort, it's their murkier, darker sequel that stands out more to me. Just the fact that it plays with that ideology about the stigmatization given to Christian-leaning bands with the honest lyrics, great performances, and legit, some really good sound production. I miss this band a lot and I hope they come back soon, but damn, if they're gone forever, this is a great note to go out on. Still stands tall after 7 years, in my opinion, so yeah. Number 4, The Ghost Inside, Get What You Give. And speaking of bands that I miss a lot, The Ghost Inside. They recently made a comeback in LA too. Let's undersell it and say a fuck mother in great response. But 3 years before that horrific vehicle crash, they put a damn good album in a career chock full of damn good albums. Get What You Give has a more emotional lilt to the band style, and they generally try something new here too, and it all works out really well, giving us a stomping and stylistic album. And I'm so glad they've come back from what they went through. I really hope there's new music soon. Please. Number 3, Demon Hunter with True Defiance. Demon Hunter have had their share of ups and downs throughout their career. Most of their work before this was always good, most of the work after has been... Let's not talk about it, but for True Defiance, they showed a side of themselves that I don't think that even they knew that they had in them. Tapping into something heavier and darker within themselves with more screaming and more guitar solos, but still with good emotional balance, True Defiance is an apt title. It defies expectations in the best way, both of what the band could do and what the Christian subgenres of metal could do. So, yeah, it's really defiant and also really good. Number 2, Parkway Drive, Atlas. Oh, would you look at that? Parkway Drive, definitely not a bad 2, even though they changed their sound up afterwards. They'd still sound really bad after, and the 2018 album was just the worst and didn't make me cry manly tears with the last song. It's so sad. Anyway, and what was another first for me, yes, get used to it, Parkway Drive put out a more mature and politically charged album, which would mark a new era for them at the time. With great pacing, production, and lyrics, Atlas is definitely worth the time that was poured into it. And, yeah, kudos. And number 1, Janus with Nox Aeris, Latin for night air. Tool is seen as one of the most innovative rock bands ever. Chevelle is seen as a band that copies Tool, and in turn, Janus is seen as a band that copies both of those. I mean, I don't think that's true, but I do sort of get the comparisons. But I dare anyone who listened to Tool and Chevelle to then listen to this album and apologise. A concept album set during the era of the Black Plague, this album is gloomy, dark, and unsettling, and that's kind of why I love it. It's a solid concept with great performances, amazing production, and really good writing as well, which would be Janus's final album, which would make Janus's final album a great note to go out on as my album of the year in 2012. Also, I'm going to correct myself for the thing I said earlier about Parkway Drive. Atlas was not my first album by them, but it was the first album I listened to the year it came out. My first album was Deep Blue, so yeah. Thought I'd correct myself before I went too crazy. And yeah, that's it for this list. I'll probably most likely see you next week for the 2013 edition. Thank you to everyone who actually tuned in to PBW this week. 2 more episodes, then we're at Defy the Gods. It's going to be good, and obviously the reason I didn't do a Fight of the Night review this past Sunday was because there wasn't a Fight of the Night 2 review, so what more can I say? Anyway, I'll see you all most likely for the next UFC Fight of the Night, if there is one at all. As always, thank you for watching, you're awesome. Bye.